Um, so how is everybody? Happy New Year. I'm so excited to see you guys. I feel like we haven't seen y'all in forever, but the truth of it is we only took a week off. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. We are so excited to be here tonight because it is the first of the year. And so with that comes lots of excitement, right? I feel like I don't personally do resolutions because I fail miserably at them, but I do like to set goals for myself. And so I hope you guys have taken some time to set some goals for your year, for your month. If you guys missed Bridget Mamari's training on Saturday, I encourage you to go back to the team page and watch it. It's really good. She gives some pretty good actionable steps on how to set goals and some tools as well. So if you guys missed that and you have not set your goals for January or even for the year, shame on you, but it's okay. You still have time to go do it. So I would encourage you to watch that video. So tonight, Tammy is going to open us up. We just thought, as leaders of our team, that it would just be good for us all to come and kind of do a kickoff call and kind of talk about the things that are important to us that we think are important to your business, especially starting the new year off right. So Tammy is really going to talk to us. She's going to start us off talking about just working our personal business and the importance of that.
Hey guys, I am so excited to see all these faces. I'm wanting to just like wave and say hello to so many people I haven't seen in a while. I've really been looking forward to this today because, guys, I don't know about you, but when I used to, was a teacher and I did the 8 to 8 job that I had, I didn't like Mondays. Absolutely love Mondays. I love the start of a fresh week, a new month, but guys, we got a whole new year now. And so I've been so excited about it because to me that means so many different things. And I think it's just a clean slate. It's a time to redo and start over because it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. Everybody can start fresh. And that's what we're doing. And especially with Monate, which Stephanie's going to get into more about the Smart Start. But guys, we're all back in Smart Start. Everybody show me, are you excited about Smart Start again? Like this is like, oh my gosh, if you slept through your first Smart Start, it's time to wake up and get started because this is going to be so fun. And I usually, every time I get a new market partner, I try to do a Smart Start with them, but I don't get all those bonuses. So now I get it. So I hope y'all take full advantage of it. And I want to talk to y'all tonight about working your own personal business. If you're a seasoned market partner, you know that sometimes we get into management mode. I'm guilty of it too. And you're reaching out to everybody. You're like, hey, are you going to work this week? Are you going to work this month? And like, what can I do for you? And so when we have Smart Start, we need to remember Smart Start is for us, right? When you're a brand new market partner, Smart Start is about you building momentum for your own personal business. And no matter how long you've been in Monate, whether you started today or you've been in almost 5 years like me, we have to remember, and I'm so guilty of not doing this all the time, we have to remember to use that 80-20 rule. 80% of the time that you're dedicating to Monate needs to be for you, your business, okay? And then 20% should be for your team. All right. So you have to keep that in mind. It's not being selfish because if you don't work your business and let's say you get down the road and you have a team of 5, 10, 15, 20 people, you don't want to spend all that time in management mode. And so that's something that we have to keep on the forefront of our brain. And what I wanted to talk to you about, I'm going to focus on what does it look like to work your own personal business? But I also want to say a little something, and I won't get on my soapbox about it, but this is really important to remember. Everybody on this call, we're up to 63 people right now. 63 people on this call, when you signed up for Monate, whether you intended for it to be or not, you bought a business. You bought your very own business for a nominal amount compared to a brick and mortar, right? That business is yours. The difference is our business coming in at a low entry point, and I say low even at $7.99 compared to like a brick and mortar, it's pennies on the dollar, right? You signed up to have a business that can actually pay you thousands, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. And if we don't treat it like a business, then it's not going to pay us like a business. And so I want you to keep that in mind as I talk about working your personal business. You have to treat this like the $1 million business you can have, you will have, but you have to treat it like one every single day. No matter what is going on in your life, you have to remember you have a business. We all do. And the cool thing, like, when you really stop and think about what you have in your hands right now, it is amazing. Every single person on this call gets an email from Stuart on the first of the month, right? And he tells you, the business owner, exactly what is offered for the month. Okay. You have the same resource library I have. I have the same resource library and training materials and stuff offered from corporate that Julie Stevens has. We all have the same information, but what you do with it depends on you. So when you're working your personal business, I think it's really important that we think about what we have at our fingertips, because we all have the same resources, but sometimes we sign up, we get overwhelmed, we don't learn our business and what's available there. So if you're brand new, I know we've got a lot of people coming back because Smart Start's set in motion. So it's really important that you invest your time in learning your business and what resources you have. Get in that back office, look at the resource library, engage in your team pages, and really immerse yourself, because the more you immerse yourself and know about your business, the more successful you're going to be. Yes, you have amazing sponsors, you have great uplines, you have great cross lines, but truly in the end, we are all individually responsible for our business, right? Everybody agree? So what I want to do is kind of show you, like, what does it look like to work your personal business? And so I know I have a time limit tonight. And so I was writing down some things, and I want to talk about like 5 things that are just in general that everyone should do, but then 5 things that are very specific to your personal business. So first of all, like I just mentioned before, utilize your back office and learn about the monthly promotions, your incentives, and what's available from corporate as you're prospecting customers, as you're prospecting market partners. You need to know what those things are and not constantly digging for information and asking your upline for what's going on. You need to know what's going on. So just take a few minutes to do that and become familiar with it. Write it down if you need to. That is something that a business owner would want to know as they're trying to grow their business. Make these a habit. Connect with your upline, connect with your sponsor, connect with other people within your team. Because when we build community with other people that are like-minded, going after goals and supporting and encouraging one another, you can't help but be more successful. And you want to surround yourself by people that are moving and grooving. So get connected with your Mo family and try to get in the habit of doing that on a regular basis. The third thing, as just a general rule, intentionally go to your Facebook pages. How many of you have caught yourself? I've done it many, many times, still do it. You get in that scrolling and you just scroll and scroll, and you're not being intentional about anything. And before you know it, you look up and an hour and a half has gone by and you don't even realize it. You didn't make any money. You didn't connect with anyone. You didn't add any names to your contact list. You were just scrolling and going down those rabbit holes, right? So you have to be intentional and think every day, like, oh, I need to go to my team page and see if, like, I would go to Team Believe and see, oh, did Stephanie post anything I need to know about? Did I go to Market Partner Official? Like, just do a check-in. That is your office. We don't have the place where we all go to the same office to work. Thank goodness, right? We can work from anywhere. So your job is to go to the places where your people are. So check into your Facebook groups intentionally and engage with the team, congratulate people, share your successes in there. Be intentional about how you spend your time on social media. Tonight, look at this, 67 people on this call tonight. You took time out of your night, carved out time to attend. This is so important. Yes, these calls are recorded, and that's great because there are truly times that you cannot be present. But I highly encourage you to engage live whenever you can. And then do that same thing goes for not just team huddles, but that goes for any kind of corporate training that are in our regional pages, trainings that come to your town, Super Saturdays. I'm thinking we have one this Saturday in Houston. You want to attend as many things as you physically can so that you can engage and connect with other people. And then the fifth thing is contact people, follow up multiple times. Okay. Now, well, I should say I'm getting into these are your daily IPAs, right? Things that you need to do for your personal business. And the first thing would be to contact people and follow up multiple times. The fortune is in the follow-up, like we've heard so many times. I've been guilty of it when I didn't have a good follow-up system. I feel like I'm always tweaking that a little bit, of forgetting to, either follow up with a VIP or follow up with a prospect, or I dropped the ball about sending some samples out that I said I would, or something like that. So that is something that you have to do to work your own personal business is start reaching out and contacting people on a regular basis. Network as much as you can, whether you go to networking events, whether you're networking online. I have 2 networking groups that I go to that meet every week via Zoom. And that is a way for me to get the word out about what I do, what I offer. And that's so important no matter where you are in your business to always find some way to network. You can even network with the other moms on your kids' football team, soccer team, dance class, things like that. Always find ways to connect with people and add to your contacts. The other thing is working your personal business. Guys, I cannot tell you how many market partners have quit the business and their customers roll up to me and their customers were not taken care of. They don't have a good taste in their mouth about Monat. I've literally had people tell me they don't like ordering every month. And I'm like, well, you don't have to. Like they didn't know how things worked. They were on the wrong products or they weren't using them correctly. It is our job as market partners to educate our customers, take care of them because they are the bread and the butter of your business. They are your residual income. They are your resource for referrals. And so it is so important that we take care of them. And that has to be something that you're doing when you are growing your personal business. You can ask those customers for referrals. I've had customers where I've asked a few times and they're like, no, I can't think of anybody. And I'll go back and ask again. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, I finally thought of someone. And they'll ask me what's the best way to connect. So we really need to take care of them in all ways, not just about Monat, but as a person as well. Because when you're building that relationship, the stronger that relationship is, the bigger Monat fan you're going to have and the more support you're going to have for your business. Adding to your contact list over and over again. It is a living, breathing document. I know sometimes we get into it and we keep reaching out. I've seen it happen. You reach out to the same people over and over, and it's like beating a dead horse. It's time to move on. Those people might come back in later, but you always have to be adding to your contact list. And you're not going to ever add to your contact list if you're not talking about your business. I always say if your mouth is closed, your business is closed. And my mouth is always open about my business. Sometimes people don't know how to bring it up. You don't have to like do the verbal vomit and talk to people about your business in a salesy way. But I always use this example, like don't, okay, Cassie, just because I see you on the screen, like I'm going to call you out. I'm not calling you out. I'm just going to use your name. Cassie works in a dental office. If, and we've had this conversation before, if she's out talking to someone and meets someone that new, and the normal question is, hey, what do you do? Yeah, sure. She can say, I'm a dental assistant, right? She can say that and end the conversation. Or she could say, oh, I've been at this dental practice for X number of years, but I am so much more excited about my own business that I've started. I'm with Monat. Have you ever heard of it? And just leave it like that. Just start the conversation. You can get it in some way, somehow, no matter what. But you want to always be talking about your business and what you have. If I was still teaching, I would not tell someone I'm a teacher and talk about how I'm so excited about that and spending all those hours and making no money. I want to talk about what I'm excited about, what I'm building, and what I'm passionate about. The next thing is doing your income producing activities. Guys, there are multiple power hours offered every week for you to get support in your business, where you have leaders, you have up and coming leaders, you have people that pour into you and lead you in a full hour of working your business. It is reaching out to contacts, it's posting on social media, it's following up with customers, contacting your customers about their birthdays or whatever. Every leader does power hour a little differently, but those income producing activities are the things that you need to get familiar and get into a routine of doing in order to work your personal business. We have multiple documents in the team pages that kind of list out all the different IPAs that you can do, but that's what you have to be focusing on a regular basis to build that business. And then the last thing I'm going to say is show up. Show up in all the ways. Show up on social media, show up in the team pages, show up for yourself. Guys, how many times do we let things go because something else comes up and you're like, oh, I'll do it later. You know, we don't have anyone to answer to. You have to show up for yourself because you're the most important person that is in this business, right? And you're doing this for you and your family. So don't let yourself down. Don't break that promise to yourself. I'm looking at several people on here that have shared their goals in the last week or week and a half. And some of those goals, like the reasons why they were wanting to do it, will make you cry. And I really feel like if you will pour into yourself, Bridget even talked about how that's the most important thing that you can do for you and your business. Self-care, take care of yourself. Do not break your promise to yourself about doing this job. Everyone can fit in 30 minutes to an hour a day, or break it up however you need to do this business. So show up for yourself, show up for your family, show up for your team. Okay, we're all in this together and everyone's work affects everyone else. Show up in all the ways, because when you do that, you're going to be completely amazed at what happens when you do that on a consistent basis. And that's all I have for tonight. Stephanie, are you? Thank you, Holly.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Tammy. I took so many notes. And here's the thing, you guys, I've been doing this. Okay, first of all, it'll be 6 years in January, which is insane. Like, we need to have some kind of big celebration or something. But the fact is, my point in saying that is that even though I've been doing this for 6 years, I still show up to every training and I still take notes. I still show up open to learn, because I might hear it differently the second time around, or the third time around, or the sixth time around, or I might hear it differently from somebody else. And so that's why it's so important to be on these huddles. And I love what Tammy said about the 80-20 rule. You guys, I can't stress that enough. Working our business, our personal business, 80% of the time is what is going to grow you a huge organization. I think as we start getting team members, we tend to be responsible, or we feel responsible, right, for their success or for their failures. And I actually listened to a call today that Bob Heilig did, and he said, when somebody shows up on your team and they fail at something, you blame yourself, right? Like, I'm a terrible leader. I didn't show them enough. I didn't hold their hand enough. I didn't whatever. But on the flip side of that, when somebody has major success in their business, you don't take credit for that either. So we have to stop taking credit for the people that are not having success, the people that are failing. And that's why it's so important that we are working our personal business 80% of the time. So thank you so much, Tammy. So many good nuggets. Okay, so she talked about Smart Start a lot. She kept bringing it up. And so let's chat really quickly just about what Smart Start is. And I just want to make sure before I go forward, I don't want to assume that everybody knows what Smart Start is. So everybody is aware of what Smart Start is. I see all the heads shaking. Okay, awesome. Okay, so do you guys have any goals for Maybe how many blocks you're going to build over the next 3 months. Or maybe you're really ambitious. Do you have any goals for how many more neighborhoods you're going to build over the next 3 months? Um, so, you guys, building just one Mo neighborhood is going to earn you a minimum of, I think it was $1,130. And listen, that is just in bonuses. That does not even count the bonuses that you earn on the product packs or the commission of your VIP customers. And so when you guys add that in, you're almost up to $2,500 during that Smart Start redo. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like an amazing family vacation to me. And I kind of want one. I kind of need one. But honestly, before we get to that point, we really have to decide what is our goal going to be during Smart Start, right? So how many blocks are we going to build, or how many more neighborhoods are we going to build? You have to decide, and then you have to write it down. And if you were on the call on Saturday that Bridget did, and she talked about this, and it's so true, like once you decide what your goal is, write it down. But from there, you literally have to break it down, and you have to work backwards in order to figure out how many VIPs you need per month, how many market partners you need per month, how many VIPs and market partners you need per week. And then once you do that, so that's the easy part, right? Is to figure out how many you need per month, how many you need per week based on whatever your goal is. The part that gets a little bit more tricky is figuring out how many connections you need to make a day in order to make that happen, or how many follow-ups you need to have. So in other words, how much effort and work is it going to take on your end to actually reach that goal that you set out for yourself? And so I kind of wrote down an example just to make it easy to grasp, hopefully. But my example is, so if I wanted to have 2 more neighborhoods by the end of March 31st, that would be 24 VIPs and then 6 market partners. So essentially, I would have to, in order to have 3 months to make that happen, so that would be 8 VIPs a month and 2 market partners per month. But then again, you have to break it down weekly, and that would be 2 VIPs per week and a market partner every other week, essentially. And like I said, that's the easy math. But where it gets tricky, you guys, is really figuring out how much activity you need in order to make that happen. And for some of you, that might simply be 10 connections a day. For others, it might be 50 connections a day. But really, what matters here is what you're willing to do, what you're willing to commit, what you're willing to sacrifice in order to make that happen. What you're willing to sacrifice in order to build your own neighborhood or your block, or whatever goal that you're setting for yourself. You guys, the fact that they're doing this is a huge opportunity. And we do not want you guys to let it slip. They've done it a couple times over the last 6 years. So when I started, we didn't even have Smart Start. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't Smart Start. But now this is a huge opportunity, not only for you, but also for your team. So what I don't want you to do is just assume that your team knows about it. Everybody gets the same emails, and yes, it's our business, but this is such a big deal. Like, we want their buy-in. We want to make sure that they're excited about it. We want to make sure that they know about it. Tammy just mentioned there's a lot of people that are jumping back on board, market partners that have been checked out, that are getting back on board because they know what a huge opportunity it is to make this Smart Start money. And so we want to be reaching out to them. And I've reached out to several of mine and just said, hey, I know you haven't been working the business, but I want to make sure that you see that we're back in Smart Start. And I know what a huge opportunity that is. And I know what that money could mean for your family, or for this, or for whatever. I mean, you know your market partners better than I do, but you kind of want to cater that message to their personal situation. I have a friend that's a market partner. She's a single mom. And so you kind of want to cater it to that. But you want to reach out to them and make sure that they understand. And if they're ready to jump back in, let them know that you are there to help them. And honestly, there's some of you on this call that you did have the opportunity to build a Mo neighborhood during your Smart Start, and some of you built 1 and some of you built 2, and there's been a couple people that built 3. But I would say the majority of people don't always get their Mo neighborhood. And a lot of them get it, but I think the majority of them don't, because they come in and they have this fear and they're scared to talk to people instead of just jumping all in, right? So you've been a market partner for a while, the majority of you have, and I want to encourage you to jump in with both feet. For a lot of us, it was a missed opportunity. And right now we have an opportunity to build our story. So we missed that opportunity to build our Smart Start story and all the Mo neighborhoods that we built when we first started our business. And so now is an amazing opportunity to start building your story, so that when you are bringing on new market partners, that you will be excited and you will have more passion and more conviction when you're talking to them about, hey, this is what happens, that you're in Smart Start, you have this opportunity to earn all these bonuses. I did it in Smart Start, and I can show you exactly how to do it. Because when you have that passion and that conviction and that excitement, they are going to get excited, and you're going to be able to show them exactly what you did. And so do not miss this opportunity to take advantage of that, to build your story again. If you missed your Smart Start, and even if you didn't, why would you leave money on the table? Like, it doesn't even make any sense, right? And corporate set us up perfectly. Somebody made the comment like, where's all this money coming from? Like, you guys, it's such a blessing. They just throw money at us constantly, and so we can't leave that money on the table. I encourage you, if you have not decided, if you have not made the decision how many blocks or how many Mo neighborhoods you're going to do, when you get off this call tonight, write it down. There are resources in the back office. There are trackers in the team page. Print those out, have it in front of you so it's constantly on your mind. Put it on your vision board, put it on your refrigerator. Doesn't matter to me, but have it front of mind all the time so that you can take advantage and you don't miss this opportunity. So that's all I have about Smart Start. But I just want you guys, it's just a decision that you're going to do it. And so I know that you're all capable of doing it. My goal is not 2 Mo neighborhoods. I just threw that example out there. It is 1 though. And I'm going to make it happen. So I hope you guys figure out what your goal is, and just know that we're here to support you, whatever you decide your goal is. So Ryann is gonna come on and talk to us about sampling effectively.
Stephanie, look what I have. I still saved this, you guys. Kimberly here was asking about the other night. So this was my little tracker when I started. Now remember, I was a no girl and didn't want anything to do with this at all. Like Tara will tell you. So I didn't really get serious until I was down to like 2 months. So I put in the comments, like, I just want to set very clear expectations that it wasn't easy, and I wasn't just kind of hanging out waiting for things to happen. Like, I was truly hustling because I'm a numbers girl and I could understand blocks. And so just like you guys have seen visuals are in the back office now, I understood 4 VIPs, 1 market partner, block bonus. Do that 3 times, here's a $500 bonus. So I just kept it very, very simple. I was not the expert, but what I want to talk about was sampling. I'm going to let you all know, again, this is my experience. I'm going to give you some really good tips if you're open to sampling. I know girls that have built amazing businesses without sampling, but when I first started, used sampling as a tool to get into more people's inbox, in front of more people. And again, the more people you talk to and you follow up with, the more yeses, the more VIPs. So I'll put this on the team page because I want to be quick and mindful of your all's time. But if you don't have the select sampling directions, you'll want this and the directions, and I'll spell this out on the team page. You could do a post. You could say, I've got 10 samples, put it out on your Facebook, out on your story. What I'm going to encourage you to do, because I learned from doing this the wrong way, is to set extremely low expectations, you guys. And what I mean by that is, if you want a picture of me, I will share it in the post on Team Believe. I showed them 1 wash is not going to fix your hair. This is a sample set designed for you to give me feedback. And what I do is I ask for them to take the hair quiz. Why? We are problem solvers. I don't just go throwing samples at people and hoping that they're going to wash their hair and follow the directions. So I want a hair quiz because I want to know what they don't like about their hair. Then I'm going to set very low expectations and show them a picture of myself and how my hair did not change overnight. Then after I've got their hair quits, I know something they don't love. I'm going to show them a picture of someone that is like them, has similar issues, and now that, you know, they've seen results. That did not happen overnight, okay? Most of us did not have a one wash, wow. And then I also am going to bring up, hey, I've got these samples. If you want to give feedback and take a picture for me, but I also want to talk about the 30-day money back guarantee. So I do bring that in there. If they are a firm no, they don't want to go with a 30-day empty bottle guarantee, I will proceed forward. But again, I'm setting very low expectations, and I'm going to write those even on the directions. And I put that on there, like one wash, like follow these exactly. One wash is not going to fix your hair, because when they come to us and say, yeah, I didn't really see a big change, I'm letting them know I'm not surprised. Or if they say my hair felt oily, I would expect that, like you're going to go through a transition. So set very low expectations, and do not just drop them in the mail and wait 2 weeks and think that they're going to come running to you saying, I'm ready to sign up. As soon as you put that package in the mail, you need to let them know, hey girl, I'm so excited for you. If you're not excited, you're going to need to practice getting excited, because it's exciting to get Monat in your mailbox. So let them know, I just got your samples out. I'm going to check in with you 2 days to see if they're in the mailbox. I'm so excited for you. Check in 2 days, you guys. Like, write it down. You've got to stay on top of this. Okay, they get their samples in the mail. Pull out the directions. What I wrote down tonight, what I'm going to start doing is saying, let's set up a Zoom, because I actually want them to put the oil on their scalp with me on a Zoom with them. Because if they get that oil on their scalp, they're going to wash their hair. Otherwise, you guys, those samples could sit on their counter for days, weeks, months if you do not set those expectations. So you could, however you want to do it, but you want them to get the oil on their scalp that night, walk them through it, ask them if they have any questions about the directions. I also let them know this is not what you're going to do every time. Again, this is a spa sample set designed for feedback only. This is likely not what you're going to go on, but I need you to follow these directions and then proceed. Now, do you think that everybody signs up immediately? Absolutely not. That's just not how it's happened. So what I would encourage you, if you're open to doing samples, number one, it is an investment. It is a financial investment. I personally have not done it from the back office just because of the timeline. So again, over to you on that, but we still have time with this just starting with Smart Start. But if you're going to sample, I would do a mass sampling now. Like I only do them quarterly now. I would hit up as many as you can if you're willing to do that. And then you've got time on the follow-ups, because people are just, I don't care if you're dealing with social media or messenger, people get distracted and whatever else. So if you can get them on a phone call, they have a better luck with that. But that was my thing, is the more that you do, the more chances you have of following up and getting yeses. Like I just literally signed up a girl who did sample. She loved it. And for whatever reason, she's a busy entrepreneur out in California. She's like literally said, I'm going to sign up, and she gets distracted. 17 touches I counted in my inbox tonight, and she finally signed up tonight. So I also want you to know, not only is it an investment, it's a time commitment. Like you're going to need to spend time on following up. But again, like I said, I did it, and I did it in a very mass way. So that's how I ended up building my 3 more neighborhoods. So does anyone have questions about that? Because I know that that's usually people get confused about sampling or frustrating. It's just not something that's always going to happen quick. So that's why I would encourage you, if you're going to do it and you're trying to build these more neighborhoods, to do it now, not wait till, March to do that. I didn't know. Through Connect to Slow. Taylor, are you saying she's still not gotten her samples from the Connect app? I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah, I have to call them because she hasn't received them yet. I think they're hung up with the post office with that mess with Christmas gifts and stuff.
Oh, yep. And that's why I've chosen to do them on my own, and I make it very simple, and I'll kind of spell out, like there's 2 options. They either get Revive shampoo or Renew shampoo, and I prefer these directions. It's worked for me when I've done it. It's going to go 2 ways. So hopefully that will change with the Connect app getting quicker. So, I mean, again, totally over to y'all on that. but I think it's a great way to have more people on your list, to have more people that are open to signing up. But again, I'm going to encourage you all to send them that hair quiz immediately. Show them pictures of you, me, someone else that didn't have fast results. Also show them someone who's struggling like with their similar issues. And guess what? When you come back and you have a follow-up, here's my thing. If girls come to me and they're like, well, she hasn't joined yet. I want to know, like, what did you not love about your hair? There's something. So even if price becomes an issue and we can't get over that objection, like she does not have the money, guess what? She goes on your flash sale follow-up for like today. Or you're talking to her about the business. So my point is that you want a problem to solve. Like if you're not talking to people and documenting things, then you don't really have a whole lot to go with when you're following up. Yes, I'm going to put everything over on the team page. And Suzette, oh my gosh, Suzette's on here. Suzette, I always brag about you because there was a training that she did. This has probably been like 2 years ago. And Suzette is like, y'all, she's like a Monet goddess to me. So she knows, yes, she is. Like, I like goosebumps that she's on here tonight. So she knows her stuff. And I learned, like Stephanie was saying, like I learned so much from her. So you guys, so hop on these things because how I do it may not work for you. How Stacey does it may not work for you. We all do the same simple things, but we're just different. So I just want to kind of give you that idea. Just again, low expectations, talk to them. Like I know when I first started looking back at conversations, I was just kind of spilling everything on them and really not just stopping and listening to them. I was the one talking. So ask them like what's going on and educate them, show them pictures. Like do not just throw samples in the mail and pray and hope that they're going to grab those samples and be so excited to wash their hair with them. That's just not how it's going to happen. So if anyone has questions, let me know. But I'm going to, yes, it's not in the back office, hon. This was something that DeVern had created. And I like it because it works. So I will share it over there. You can shorten it. Some girls have shortened it. Some girls have added their photo to it. Erica had, I think, actually was the first person to like upload this, and then she added her photo on it. Do what you want. The big thing is that they read the directions. They start with an oil treatment. They understand what's going on, why they're washing their hair that way, and they rinse really good. You guys, like when Tara sent me samples, I'm an awful direction reader. I didn't even read them because I just thought it's just like shampoo. That's another conversation I have with people. It's not like your normal shampoo, you guys. If you're not having that conversation with people, they don't know. I just went in the shower. I was in a hotel. Thankfully, my hair worked fine because I have so much of it and my hair just sucked all that moisture up. But for someone who has fine hair, they probably would have felt like, oh gosh. So they don't know what they don't know. So again, talk to them. Like having a conversation, being a human is amazing. So, all right, that's all I've got.
Thank you so much. I love what you said about setting expectations. You guys, that is so important. It's so important to be setting the expectation the whole way through the process and communicating, like locking arms with your potential and communicating with them exactly the whole way through. Like you can never over communicate when it comes to really anything, honestly, marriage, kids, whatever. You cannot over communicate. And so really just hold their hand, walk them through the process and educate them. That's so important. And I love what you said that you're going to just get them on a Zoom and have them do the oil treatment right there, because there's no way that they cannot wash their hair, right? After that, they have that oil treatment in their hair. They either have to get up the next day or wait 20 minutes and wash it. That's actually brilliant. I'm actually going to try that too. So I would love for you guys, I mean, if you're going to go on a sampling spree, now's the time to do it. Like right now, today, tomorrow, whatever. That way you have time to get those out. And then you still have 3 months or 2.5 months really in order to get those turned around and get those into VIP so that you guys can build your blocks and build your Mo neighborhoods. And I was looking in the comments and you guys blow me away with your goals. Some of you wrote 3 Mo neighborhoods. Like I'm just blown away and I'm so impressed by each and every one of you. And I have no doubt that you guys are going to make that happen. Okay, so Tara is going to close us out.
Hey guys, I am not going to take very long to talk because I know that they have already shared so much information. I just want to talk about why now is the time to really go all out. I know that we have talked about Smart Start, and that's really what it boils down to. Stephanie kind of explained all the money that's on the table there, but I also want to point out that there was communication from the company not too long ago, a couple of days ago, that in 2017 we grew by 700%, and I don't know what the percentage is for 2020, but I know that they said that it was more than 700%. So we are in massive momentum as a company before they put everybody back in Smart Start. So print out the 40 head challenge. I know that Ryann was talking about samples. Stephanie was talking about doing it now, so that you have time to get it done. Go on the team pages, print that out, and make it a priority to get money on the heads of people that you know that have not tried it yet, either by sampling or by the 30-day money back guarantee. I usually fall back on the 30-day money back guarantee. Usually I do, like Ryann said, one big before she started choking, one big sample, drink much? One big sample set, usually every 3 or 4 months, depending. And then I'm just working off of my list. So if you take your samples now and do that big 40-person push, or 80% if you're shooting for, several of my neighborhoods. But if you do it now, you've got time to follow up between now and the end of March. The follow-up is going to be key. But really getting those contacts in and doing your IPAs and getting on the power hours, even just doing your own power hour. You don't have to make yourself available at exactly that time. We make those available for you as leaders on the, I'm glad you didn't actually joke, but as leaders on the team, you have these up and coming leaders. Candace did it today and she did a phenomenal job. If you're new on power hours, we'll share the information on how you want to reach out to people and kind of what you want to say. But you guys, you are worth it. Your future is worth it. And now is the time to make it happen. There is not going to be a better time. You are sitting here at this point right now. The company is a momentum. They are throwing money at us to build these money neighborhoods and build blocks, and putting everybody back in Smart Start is such a huge financial, not burden for them, but really just, they know what it does for our businesses and what it's going to do for their business overall when we are back in momentum. And this is just going to keep us in it. 2020 was a hard year, but a huge year as far as growth goes for the business. And this is just going to keep it going. So go all out, you guys. Now is the time to do it. If you're not sure what that looks like, go back and listen to this again, because Tammy went over some really great points at the beginning of the call on what it looks like to work your business. Stay in touch with your upline. You have, there's sister lines, there's the team page. If you're not sure about something, post on Team Believe. We will absolutely be there to help you, but do not sit back and go, well, I'm just not really sure what to do. Now is the time to make sure that you are out there just doing it. I still trip over my words when I talk to people, but it's being authentic and it's being real. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to know exactly what to say and what to do every time, but that's just being real. People don't want, somebody that is absolutely perfect in everything that they say. They want somebody real and authentic, and they want you. So put yourself out there. Know that you are going to change people's lives, whether that's giving them more confidence or getting them into the business and letting them see what the financial, what that will do for you for your future. $200 will change people's lives, you guys. There was a study that was done that like 80% of people that filed bankruptcy, if they had $300 a month, they wouldn't have had to file it. I mean, if you're working your business, it's hard to only make $300 a month. So knowing that you can help people, especially after 2020, is just a huge deal. We've got, the trips on the table if people want the fun part, but really the finances is really what you want to focus on in helping people right now. And usually that's why people start a business. It usually morphs into helping other people earn money over time. But usually people will start their business in order to earn that couple $100s a month for their family. So put yourself out there, be real, be you, but build your business, you guys, because now is the time. And that's it.
Yay, thank you. I love it. Was somebody unmuting themselves? I thought somebody was saying something. She's absolutely right, you guys. Now is the time. There's no other time. Seriously, with the way that they built us up, and now that we're all back in Smart Start, like, please, 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 please do not miss this opportunity. I did want to mention Suzette made a comment that she always asks for referrals. I mean, that is a great way to get some new VIPs. If you have VIPs that order from you on a regular basis, you guys, they love the product. So they're going to be more than happy to refer their friends. And sometimes you just have to ask for it. Let them know that, hey, I build my business on referrals. I know how much you love the product. Who do you know that would love for me to send them some samples? Or who do you know that has hair problems? Or if you don't want a sample, who do you know that has hair struggles? Or who do you know that has financial struggles? They already know, like, and trust you. And so they're more willing to give you their contacts than just some random stranger. So don't be shy about reaching out. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. We are so thankful for each and every one of you. And we hope you have an amazing week and go get those blocks. See y'all soon. Bye.